In this next situation, we want to take a look at how we can control points vertically. In this particular scenario, I have a widening project where I want to match my existing cross slope, and I want to take a sample of the existing ground at 4 feet right and at 8 feet right, and I want to begin my widening at 11 feet right, and whatever the slope is at 4 and 8, I want to continue that slope from 11 until the edge of my proposed widening. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this, one more efficient than the other. In this first example, I'm actually setting point controls on these two lines, and so I have an alignment called EX1 and I have an alignment called EX2. On each of these alignments, I have assigned the existing ground as the profile to dictate that vertical information, and so you'll see these gray lines here that represents the 4 and the 8 foot where the profile is set by the ground. And then if I take a look at my template, what I've done is I have a 4 foot point and an 8 foot point. Each of these are constrained horizontally and vertically. You can see to CL, and this one is constrained also to the CL point 8 feet out, vertically at 0 because our profile will override the vertical. And then this point is then going to be a vector offset between 1 and 2, and this point will be a vector offset again between 1 and 2. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this approach. It will work, it will give you correct results, but the issue really is in this topic is processing speeds. So let's take a look how we can set this up differently. So I'm going to switch templates to one that looks exactly the same. I called it project to surface. But if I go now and I look at this point EX1, instead of a vertical from CL, I'm setting it to project to surface, and the value is the active surface, and I do the same thing then on EX2, project to surface, any direction, active surface, and everything else remains the same. So just two simple point constraint changes. And so what I did on my project then is I simply changed to that particular template where I'm using the project to surface template, and I deleted my point controls, and you're going to see that my matching existing is going to exactly be following, if you can imagine, a point here at 4 feet and another one at 8 feet. It'll be projected through that plane and then match the existing based on those parameters. And so I really don't even need those point controls now because I'm parallel to my baseline. If I weren't parallel to my baseline, perhaps you might need to use one of those point controls and alignment for simply a horizontal control and not a vertical control. The key here is to not use the vertical profile of the existing ground if you don't have to.